minimize that.
Dude, you know what button you're hitting tonight? Or
I still hope the first one was because we used to do 1 and 2, but now it's 2 and 3. Hey, look, now you guys get the scoreboard on your website. I think you're just doing it.
Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here joined again at the West Everett High School by Coach Jason Morrell for another amazing wrestling match on a fine evening. How are you today?
Doing great, Ryan. Excited to be back in the nest for another Friday edition of the Headbangers Ball here in West Effort Rise. So, two great Colonial Conference teams. Welcome to Gloucester City in their inaugural year in the Colonial, formerly in the Tri-County. So, excited to see them. We haven't seen them since 2012. So, it's been a long time since Gloucester City traveled over here to the nest, and excited to see what they bring to the table tonight.
It's nice to have new teams in the Colonial Conference so we can wrestle them. I mean, I don't remember wrestling them for many years when I wrestled, but I mean, it's glad to see that they're now added in our lineup just to get some new faces in there.
Yeah, they took the place of Overbrook, who left and went to the Tri-County, and there's a rich tradition of wrestling at Gloucester. They had a region qualifier last year, and AJ Parent, who graduated, but they're a very young team. We have 13 JV matches, which tells you how young they are, but they are going to be a team to be reckoned with for years to come, and Coach Tom McConnell's been doing it a long time, and we have a great deal of respect for him, and so you're going to get a great product out on the mat tonight.
We do see a lot of these, like you said, they did have a wrestler go pretty far in regions and districts. We do see a lot of their wrestlers doing pretty solid in districts. AJ Parent beating Jake McConville last year in districts, moving on to regions. And I mean, like we said a couple weeks ago, not a team to look over.
Absolutely, and for the Eagles, I mean, these guys, you talk about youth. It's a youth movement right now that is just kind of the bulk of this Eagles team are freshmen and sophomores, and what's been phenomenal, albeit we're a little bit nicked up and bitten by the injury bug, but that's given these freshmen the opportunity to compete. I mean, Wednesday night we had, I believe it was 6 freshmen in the lineup in that win over Audubon, and all of them, I thought, looked up to the task of varsity wrestling. And we've been talking about them in these JV matches for the past few weeks, and it's great to see them get the opportunity to be in the spotlight and show what they can do at the highest level that we have here in high school. So I'm sure we're going to see a couple more of those guys out here tonight in the varsity lineup, but excited to see the JV guys here continue to get better and make progress.
Yeah, we definitely do have a lot of younger wrestlers in our lineup. I mean, like you said, 13 JV matches today. There were 17 the other night. I mean, we just have so many kids that want to wrestle and get after it. It's nice to see having a lot of people on the back burners that can hop up at any time.
Yeah, and it just speaks volumes about what the future holds. And I'm waiting to get the updated score from today's middle school match, but the middle school team is also undefeated. A light 8th grade class, but just absolutely loaded with 6th and 7th graders. So needless to say, the pipeline of West Effort Wrestling is alive and well, and we are excited to be at the forefront of what the future holds.
Seems like we're about to start getting into our first match here. Starting at 1:45 tonight, jumping all around the waist because there are multiple wrestlers wrestling 2 matches. Our first one, who we are going to see come up in a few seconds, James Lorman wrestling twice tonight at 1:45 against Maddox Zane.
One of my favorite JV guys here, James Lorman, and I've talked about it week in and week out with him, very fundamentally sound. And that's what I love about him. He's a straight-ahead type of wrestler, and love his aggressive style.
Yeah, always pushing. You never see him taking steps back. He's always trying to go for a quick headlock right there. I mean, he shows his aggression. He feels he's being pushed back, goes for the quick headlock.
Well, Maddox is setting the tone here early. You know, I talk about how aggressive James is, and here comes Maddox with a knee pick and drives him right out of bounds. So James going to have his hands full here, and this is what we talked about early on in the broadcast about Gloucester being scrappy and tough, and this is what you're going to get from them. They certainly are not going to back down from a fight. Very similar to like a Collingswood, similar mentality.
Matt is going for some net mixer right here. Has the head locked up, trying to get the back points from James. Getting him right now. If he can get him flat on his back, that'll be a quick pin for Maddox.
Wow.
There it is, with cement mixer.
Great job by Maddox Zane coming out ready to wrestle.
Very well done. Now we see our next wrestler at 160. Andrew Ty, who is, again, another very aggressive wrestler against Tyler Willis. And Andrew has that length to him that'll help him out in this match, hopefully.
Also has a sweet farmer's tan.
As it's getting warmer, I mean, you're going to see a lot more wrestlers with those tans, but that is crazy.
Not used to wrestling when the sun's out.
Seems like it's only on the one arm. I mean, I've never had to wrestle with sunburn, but it must not be very fun to do.
I'll tell you what, Andrew looks good. He's growing, he's maturing, he's getting stronger, he's getting physical, and excited to see his progress tonight.
He's learning what to do in certain situations, which, I mean, has always been a little problem with him, as we saw in the first couple matches. He was doing good moves, very well done, but he would be put in a couple situations where he just wouldn't know what to do. And hopefully we'll see him learn from that, and the coaches teach him through that on what moves to perform.
I will say that I'm impressed with the way Gloucester has come out tonight in that first match and really set the tone. And Tyler Willis here loves cement mixers, huh? I'm a big cement mixer fan, so keep them coming.
Yeah, definitely trying to go for that again. Just gets the 2 behind, breaks him back down. Trying to get the arm, maybe going for an arm bar right here. Andrew needs to keep getting his arm back, fighting for a wrist. Get a quick stand-up right here. Trying to go for a sit-out. Doesn't quite work, but he needs to keep moving. He can't take time to sit there and think of his next move. He just needs to keep wrestling.
He does, and I had the opportunity to be in the room for a little bit yesterday, about an hour during practice, and work with the big guys. And one thing that Coach Iraldi stopped practice to talk about, and they worked on significantly, was chain wrestling from the bottom position. The coaching staff is not happy about our lack of ability to wrestle well on bottom this year as a team, and it's something that they're working hard on improving. So when you see Andrew kind of hanging here a little bit, it's certainly not going to make the coach staff happy, and something that we need to continue to improve upon.
Yeah, you got to chain wrestle. I mean, it's one of the biggest parts of wrestling on bottom. You can't take your time working for the next move. You can't do a sit out, then just sit there, wait for the top to make a move. So that'll bring us to the end of our first period. Maddox, the score of 4, I believe. Once you just got those 2 back points right there. Choice goes to green, they defer. Red chooses bottom. Now we're hoping to see, like we were trying to see last match, quick movement off the bottom from both teams. But Andrew breaking down their arm right away. Maddox kind of sitting still. Needs to break him back down, keep that leg on the mat. We'll do a quick slam right here to get him back on the mat. Good job by Andrew bringing him back down.
Andrew, a tight waist there. Doing a nice job using his length. Needs to stay underneath.
Yeah, he needs to break him down and get on top of him so he can use his length to his advantage. I mean, a half would be nice, a cradle, just something where he can really extend himself so Maddox can't get any grip on anything. Tyler Willis. That's.
I see Andrew reaching over the top. I'm not sure what he's trying to work, but he needs to come back with a spiral ride. Looks like he wants to enter with the boots. Got to be careful with your hips when you try to force entry with boots. You tend to get your hips high on the opponent's back, and then the next thing you know, you're getting flipped in reverse. So
another good job by Andrew locking up that leg to bring Tyler back down to the mat. Working that tight waist still, trying to control wrist. Needs to get back behind him because Tyler can do a quick sit out here if he's too high.
Yeah, the key, Andrew's trying to stay over the top here and chop the near arm and things like that. I'd like to see him maybe go to an ankle, come out to the side for a football tackle across the knees. Start attacking the lower body because Tyler's doing a nice job on his base, staying big and not allowing Andrew to break him down flat, which is critical. Although there's only 30 seconds left, and this would be a huge second period ride out if Andrew can complete it.
Yeah, at least get some back points here. I mean, get a quick set of 3 just to.
Yeah, but even no points. I mean, it's better than giving them one.
Yeah.
You give yourself a chance to get a reversal or an escape and a takedown, and keep the match close. 5-0. I know it's only 1 point, but it's much, much different than 4-0.
Andrew's still trying to work his wrist, getting a tilt.
2, got 2. Wow. Huge.
Bring us to the end of the period. 2 points right there.
Oh, up on the mic there. Huge 2 points right there, man.
Very well done by Andrew closing out that period.
Cheap tilt to finish the period. Good job, young man.
Andrew chooses bottom, hoping to get a quick stand-up and then a takedown to bring the lead to 5-4. Trying to do a stand-up right there. Doing what you said last week. I mean, he's not bringing the knee with him. He's bringing the arm up and not bringing the knee. Need to continue that move. Tyler's still trying to go for an arm bar. Andrew needs to build back up to his base, get his arm back under control.
I mean, the reality is that, yeah, he had to go down, and he knows the situation. You did a great job getting yourself some back points and putting yourself in a position to win this match, but you got to have some urgency. Good knee slide.
Seemed like locked hands right there. No call from the ref, though.
But there's exactly what Coach Alvarado was talking about yesterday. He hits a great knee slide, and there's no follow-up. There's no secondary move. It's just knee slide and stop. There's no knee slide and stand, knee slide and switch, knee slide and...
Yeah, and a great complementary move to that knee slide is the sit-out turn in. I mean, it's an amazing move to perform, especially when Tyler's this far out to the side. There's a stand-up right there, though. Now, Andrew needs to stay aggressive, get these 2 points for a takedown. But he also can't put himself in a not very good position for himself. He doesn't want to give up the 2 points as well.
Yeah, he's getting towards that time where you got to take, take that risk where you have to. And
trying to go for the single right there. Needs to pull it into him.
Nice job.
Trying to get the 2 points. Need to build back up to the hips. Attack that head.
Attack the head right here. Keep the bottom hip on the mat.
Tyler trying to roll him over. If he can control that head, it will be very well done for him.
He's got to keep that bottom hip on the mat and start post.
Just keep building back up.
Nice job by Tyler Willis.
No, there's the two by Tyler. Now Tyler here just needs to ride out, try to finish this match right here.
Yeah, that's what you call a cross-grain shot when Andrew came across to the far knee, and sometimes you get in that cross-grain situation, you think you're in a good spot, but it's really not to your advantage.
Still a good job by Andrew, though, finishing out the period, not letting him get any moves. Tyler was going for that cradle right there. Very well done by Collingswood once again.
That would be Gloucester.
Gloucester. Now we have our next match, 132. Ryan Palvarento versus Ricky Balua. Ryan, another one of those lanky wrestlers who can use that length to his advantage.
Yeah, Ryan
as we say multiple times, very strong.
Ryan did a nice job last time out. As he's in there on double already.
Yeah, trying to get that double, needs to build it back up. Switches to the single. Good choice right here to just control one leg. Good
Nice
job
job.
hooking the leg.
Nice job.
Getting his two right there.
Got stalemated on that double by Ricky, so immediately switches off to a single, posts on his head, and circles behind to hook that leg and get his two. Smart wrestling, fundamentally sound.
And Ryan, it looks like he was trying to go for a cradle right there, but he needs to break down Ricky to get that cradle, and he can't break him down from the base position and go for that cradle. Also needs to keep him on the mat. Ricky definitely trying to get a stand-up right here. Good job bringing it back to the mat.
Good mat return.
Getting a little high again, still keeping his hips under control. Getting the 2-on-1 right here, working for the half. Needs to break him back down. Ricky doing a very good job fighting that off, turning his head away, peeling the wrist off.
I'll tell you what each Gloucester wrestler has done in the first three matches here is staying on their base and not allowing West Effort to flatten them out. Even when Ricky did get flattened out briefly, he's sucked right back up to that base. So, clearly that's something that they're teaching in the room and emphasizing on bottom. And in order to even have a chance to escape, you need to be on your base. So
Ricky doing another good job. I mean, Ryan's trying to go for that tilt, but Ricky's just locking his hand so he can't allow him to get it. Trying to get a stand-up right here. Ryan's trying to go for that cradle.
Cannot get frustrated and sloppy. Cannot get frustrated and sloppy here if you're Ryan on top.
Yeah, needs to stay on top for his last 13 seconds. Needs to hip him back over, stay behind him, get his leg back, and just stay behind for these last 5 seconds. Don't give up these 2 points right here.
Cannot give up points here at the end of the period.
And that'll be no points given up.
Good job, Ryan, understanding the situation. Situational wrestling, so critical.
Very well done. Goes to Collingswood.
Goes to Gloucester.
Gloucester. They choose to go down.
You get one more. Big period here. And again, I know Ricky did a nice job almost escaping there at the end of the first period. Ryan needs to stay patient.
Yeah, needs to work his moves. I mean, he can't let Ricky determine the match. Needs to keep breaking him down, trying to go for those halves, trying to go for those cradles. Just simple wrestling right now. Good job breaking him back down, controlling that wrist, keeping his hips on top of Ricky's.
Yeah, see, that's a good job by Ricky. But Ryan knows. That's why he stayed parallel there. He knows Ricky's got strong hips, and that in order work any kind of turns, he's going to have to keep him flat.
Trying to work in that half again. Gets it in pretty deep.
Stalemate.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
Took that. Potentially dangerous.
1 point for Ricky, and that's a big point right there.
Can we run that back, guys? I didn't see the... hopefully we caught it on the replay. I didn't see the... Do we have the replay on that, boys? No. Negative. Hey. And looks like blood time.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Looks
No,
like
chin strap from
chin
the
strap, yeah.
headgear.
Hey, while we got a break here, I just got word from Mr. Malone, the new athletic director down at the middle school. Congratulations to WDMS Wrestling, improving to 4-0 with a 44-37 victory over Gloucester today. Great job, middle school wrestling. Stay hot.
Very well done by them. Can't wait for them to see them come up. I mean, you see a lot of the sports getting the freshmen in work, and I mean, it looks like a very strong and smart class athletically.
This freshman class you're talking about?
Yeah, the freshman class coming
Currently?
up, the 8th graders.
Oh, the 8th graders?
The 8th graders
yeah,
coming up, yeah.
A little light in numbers, but certainly quality caliber kids. So
Get back out in the match. Ryan staying aggressive. He chooses neutral, makes the match 2-2 right now. Trying to fight for that takedown. Ricky doing a good job defending it though. Gets the double right there. Can't reach for it though. Has to set it up. Switch it back to that single. So we can do the same thing he did earlier in this match and just get his foot behind. Ricky doing a good job standing in front though. Going back to that double.
Strong hips from Rick. I mean, between basing up on the mat and fighting off this leg attack, I mean, sneaky strong hips there. Making nothing easy on Ryan. Ryan's had to earn every single point that he's gotten so far. Trying to post and cut the corner. He's going to try to come up through the middle.
If he can bring that up, he'll need to wrap his hands around Ricky's hands to just kind of flip him over. But there's only 25 seconds left in this period. Might end in a stalemate right here. Go back to the neutral position. Both of them still fighting very well. Yep, that'll bring us right to our stalemate with about 17 seconds left in the period.
Long-time wrestling official Scott Jenkins on the mat tonight. Known Mr. Jenkins for a long time. Very good official. Excited for him to have this match tonight.
Ryan going for that quick single leg. Needs to keep working it up. Get to the side. He doesn't want to be under his hips because, as you said, he has very strong hips. So Ryan needs to work to the side.
He's not finishing, but he's staying active, and Ricky has not shown much offense. So the thought process is that hopefully, the official takes into account that West Effort has taken every shot, and you're getting close to that point where you might see Ricky get hit with a stalling call if he doesn't start being more offensive on his feet.
Ryan choosing bottom right now. Hoping for that quick stand-up, then back to the attack. Maybe a reversal right here if he can. Trying to go for the reversal to sit out right there. Got right into his feet very easily. Just needs to break his hands, get it out in front. Needs to sprawl down to get his leg back. You might hear Coach Shields yelling, just get his one. I mean, just need to stand up to go for it.
We worked this situation in practice yesterday. It's exactly the situation where the top guy is in on one leg, mule kicking and now scrambling away. Now he's got to press his head and scramble away.
Ryan almost out of this, needs to wizard down to get out of that single.
He's pressing the head away. He needs to wizard there.
Needs to go for that quick stand-up again, fight his arm back. Ricky trying to go for a cradle right here.
Be careful, Cheap. Oh, he did. Yeah, is that a cradle he's got locked up there? Not
It's
sure
like
what
a
he's
tilt
got
with
going
the
on
leg.
Bottom line is we got 65 seconds and we need 1 point.
Yeah, Ryan needs to keep fighting here. I mean, we saw it at the beginning of the period. He was fighting. Now he's just got into a good pace position but didn't do anything with it. He needs to keep working up, get control back of his arms. Just kind of keeping his head on the mat. Might call stolen on green in a couple seconds. In a good sit-out position. He's in a good position just to stand out.
Got to burst and put moves together. Go. Got to go.
Ricky put him in. Ricky not getting any moves there, unfortunately, but Ryan getting a good stand-up right here. Possibly needs to put the hands on his hips.
Stay on the mat.
There we go. 2 points. He needs to keep fighting right here.
And Ricky got hit for a stalling. So we got 1 point and Ricky got hit. So Ryan
needs to fight that off. Needs to get a sprawl. Needs to sprawl his hips down. Keep that whizzer in. Can't let his hips get taken by Ricky. Doing a good job fighting.
Scoot. Short time.
Wants to
Short
reset
time.
right here.
Oh, this is not a good situation. It's a
weird
50-50
call
call.
right there by the
50-50 call.
2 right there. Fortunately, that'll bring us to the end of the match. 4-3 for Gloucester. It's just all about finishing. Ryan just needed to finish right there. Now we're back down to our lighter weight 106. Terranoni wrestling right now for 106. Very quick, active wrestler. So we see Jacqueline Mcdowell out here.
Great. I know. Look, I get it, right? A boy wrestling girl can be uncomfortable, but I remember having to wrestle a girl when I was in middle school, and the fact that girls wrestling is full throttle, thriving in New Jersey right now, is one of the greatest athletic achievements that this state has had. A hotbed for wrestling, and the fact that it is growing exponentially here to the point where last year we had, or 2 years ago I believe it was, we had our first girls state championship. It's really amazing. As a father of 3 and 3 girls and a former wrestler, it makes me extremely excited. You know, we need to see more, especially in West Effort, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah,
we're a wrestling
nice
town. Yeah, we're a wrestling town. We want more girls to come out and wrestle. Bottom line. You know, I know that both head coaches from each of these teams spoke before tonight's match and talked about, you know, if we can get enough girls out, maybe starting a co-op team where, you know, we combine and have a girls wrestling team with Gloucester. That is certainly a goal in the next 5 years for us.
Anthony right now with a very good half in right now, trying to work that head up. Talon.
Man, I know you had tennis practice today for the first time, but let's go, Rod. Come on.
Talon doing a very good job keeping that single in, but Jacqueline doing a very well job fighting that off. Unfortunately, it isn't enough. Talon with a very nice pin right there in the first period with 8 seconds left. Very well done by both wrestlers.
Keep it coming, Jacqueline. Keep it coming. Got a lot of little girls out there looking at you as a role model.
Now we have at 113, Nate Benner.
Gabe Centello.
Now Nate, you like a lot. I mean, you talk about him a lot. Same with Rocco. 2 wrestlers you talk about a lot that you very much like to see. I mean, Nate, a very aggressive wrestler as well.
I just think Nate has a certain toughness to him and a kind of straight ahead mentality. But I'll tell you who I like too is Gabe Centello, because my man is working right now. Holy smokes!
Yeah, coming out really aggressive, working for his moves, not waiting for Nate to make the first moves right now.
I mean, the way Gloucester's JV guys are wrestling right now, it's like Coach Mcdowell told him, "Hey guys, just so you know, we were here in 2012 and got beat 52-12, and this ain't the same team as it was back then." And these guys are wrestling really, really tough. Very impressed with the Gloucester JV squad right now.
And it makes me excited to see the varsity match. I mean,
absolutely.
If you JV are wrestling like that, then you got to expect a lot more from the varsity to be wrestling very tough. But Gabe right now working very good for that cradle, having 5 points already in the first period, still trying to work it to lock it up.
Nate trying to weather the storm here and get into the second period and hope that Gabe does not have enough gas in the tank to continue this type of barrage for the entire match, but he's not showing any signs of letting up anytime soon.
No, Nate's doing a good job of bridging out of that cradle, just trying to stay off his back.
Gotta fight hands here. Gotta fight hands here.
Gabe doing a good job fighting to the side, though. I mean, getting to the side, putting his head on the side. Just needs to kind of curl Nate's head up right now to go for that pin, but Nate's still doing an amazing job fighting off.
Yeah, I don't know that Gabe was going to pin in that position. All right. Made it to the second period, Nate. Let's see what we got. You weathered the storm and
Choice goes to Gloucester. They defer back to West Efford.
I mean, if Gabe's got that same kind of motor in the second period, whoa. Buckle up, but I'd like to see Nate respond here with some great mat wrestling.
Quick moves, chain wrestling, all stuff we want to see right now.
Next move.
Good
job coming
stand
to
up.
his feet.
Trying to get a headlock right now. Needs to get out in front, go for that one.
See, right, this is a situation we worked on. Nate gets to his feet. You got to scramble here. Your sense of urgency right here has to be through the roof. I mean, you got to be absolute. You see his teammates saying, "Mule kick you out of there." That situation where you have the opponent has one leg, you have got to be on. You know, that's like alert, alert, alert. I got to go full throttle here because I'm this close to escaping. We're just not seeing it.
Yeah, if you kick your leg enough, I mean, they're gonna have to let go. It's gonna hurt them more than it's gonna hurt you. But Nate going for another quick stand-up right here. Needs to fight those wrists. Trying to push against his legs. Needs to fight those wrists instead. Put it on his hip out. Now Gabe trying to go for the half. Has it really in deep.
Tight. Great job by Nate.
Still
fighting that off. I don't know.
Very good job by Gabe right here.
No kidding.
Needs to lift his head up to go for that pin. Nate just needs to keep bridging out, keep turning to get out of this.
I'll be honest, Riley. Gloucester City doing an outstanding job. This is the first time in all of our home matches that our JV squad has looked not ready to wrestle. It's a little disappointing.
I'm hoping to see a change in another very good wrestler from our JV, Chris Hanson, against Julian Ramos. Hanson coming out here doing a nice job being aggressive. Almost gets two right there. Unfortunately, we're out of bounds. I mean, if Julian sees Chris coming out like that, he knows he needs to be aggressive as well. But we see Julian kind of backing up, trying to be more of a defensive wrestler. Which, if you can chain moves together, it works sometimes.
I'll tell you what I'm frustrated about, Rye, is that we're giving up 6 points all over the place. And we're 5 matches deep now into this season, and I know it's been discussed. You cannot get pinned. You cannot get pinned. 6 points is just unacceptable at any level. I don't care, JV, freshman, 8th grade, 7th grade, youth wrestling, college. I don't care. You cannot give up 6 points, and that's a mentality. It's an understanding of a scenario. Yeah, you might be competing against somebody that's better, but it's about keeping yourself in good, smart positions so that you do not get put to your back. And if you do get put to your back, then it's going to be an absolute war to make sure you don't get pinned. So this is an uncanny performance from our JVs. I think it's probably the best JV squad that we've wrestled so far, though, in Gloucester. So I want to give them all the credit. But the better the opponent, the more you need to understand that what you're working here is not just wrestling moves, it's understanding of the sport and the situation.
Yeah, we can't give a bonus point. I mean, we almost saw it on Audubon. It was
Agreed,
a very quick, very close match. I mean, we saw Jabril Barksdale get pinned, and that brought the match within 4 points. But if we saw a couple more of our guys not giving up the bonus points they shouldn't have, then, I mean, it could have been a match that's over with right then. Instead,
well, I know that these guys can't see, like, we have the team score on our feed. We don't have the team score on the scoreboards here in the gym, but they should see it, and they should compete to win the JV match. You know, win the match as a JV team.
Yeah, when they come up to varsity, I mean, that's going to be a huge part of it. I mean, some wrestlers who, if a wrestler is injured and they need to bring up a JV, a lot of the times their job is to just not get pinned, not give up those bonus points.
Correct.
And that's a very important aspect of wrestling you got to learn at the JV level.
Meanwhile, Chris doing a really nice
amazing job
right.
this
Sorry,
match.
we were on a soapbox right there.
Doing a very good job having this happen.
Gotta settle his chest back. Gotta settle his chest back. Go to reverse half. Reverse half.
There it is. Settle on the back. Settle on the back. Very well done by him.
Good job, Chris. Bringing us back within striking distance.
Now we see our 145, Nicholas Graziano.
Graz.
Versus Gloucester's Chinggis Mcknight.
I think you're going to see a few of these JV guys for Gloucester in the varsity match as well. Like we said, they're a young team, and I think Coach McConnell takes advantage of every opportunity he can get them as many matches. Forget about the win-loss. It's really about how many matches can we get these guys to get them calloused to the sport.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting a lot of repeats tonight, as we did a couple nights ago when we had 17 matches. We're having 1 repeat for our team, Lorman, and 2 for their team, Tyler Willis and Ricky Balua.
What I'd like to see from Graz is to get more offensive on your feet. He's got to start developing. Wrestling at the 145-pound weight class, you need some takedown action. I know he's strong as an ox, but can't give up 2 here. Got to scramble. No.
Nick trying to get behind. It's a dangerous position for him. Might be able to break those hands. He needs to keep getting behind. Gets the 2 points right there.
I didn't see the reverse hand.
Bring him back.
Snuck it in there.
There we go. A nice pin right there.
Can we see that again, boys? I didn't see them sneaking the reverse half in there. Oh, man.
Doing a good job, though. Switching it up.
Waited a little bit too long to call for a replay. That was a sneaky job right there by my man.
Very good job by Nicholas Graz.
See, and like I said, Rod, these guys don't know, but that just tied it up, 18-18.
Now we have Joey Barcaro versus Chris Olsen. Joey, another very aggressive. It seems like that's a big part of the team this year, too. Very aggressive wrestlers. We don't see many defensive wrestlers. But Dolson doing a very good job grabbing that leg, trying to get the cradle right here.
Got to get his low leg back. Joey cannot allow Dolson to stay on that low leg. Good.
Well done by Joey fighting out of that. Needs to get a stand up here, though. Can't stay on the mat. Needs to get his head up, back to his base. Chris doing a good job keeping pressure on him, keeping pressure on his head, on his back, on his hips. That's all it really takes to keep somebody down. But to work moves, he needs to switch it up a little bit. But Joey doing a good job keeping his arms in, but needs to bring those legs up to get that stand up. Joey's still bringing those arms back in.
Chris doing a lot of movement on top. I think if I'm Joey here, I'm just really trying to weather.
Big slam there by Chris.
I think I'm trying to weather the storm right now and be smart. I think Joey just needs to not put himself in a bad situation. I know Chris is kind of dominating right now. However, sometimes when guys come out really hot like Chris did, you can't sustain that for the entire match. So if I'm Joey, I'm staying patient and taking my shots when I got them.
Can't reach back in this situation, though. Good job switching.
Next
trying
move.
to get a stand up, find his hands off. Chris trying to get that takedown right there.
Little standing action. Switch coming. Good job.
Nice 2 points right there by Joey. There it is. I mean, being patient, waiting for the moves right there. Joey needs to keep breaking down Chris, though. Needs to keep him on the mat. Doesn't want to be back on bottom here. Getting a little high. Chris is going to seem like he's going to stand up right here, but they go out of bounds. Restart to a top-bottom position.
Chris is a big cat, man. He's a good-looking kid. This is a really good match for Joey. I mean, coming off of a win, I'm not sure if he wrestled on Wednesday night at Collingswood. I didn't see the JV match, but I'm seeing it at Audubon. But I know at Collingswood he won a big match, and would like to see him get in a rhythm here and start to really get a feel for high school wrestling. And it looks like he's doing some little things that would prove he's heading in the right direction.
Yeah, he did a good job right there, bringing Chris back down to the mat, keeping him flat. Still working on that wrist just to keep him down on the mat.
I like it. I love it. Take that wrist, put it on his back, man.
Needs to keep working his moves, trying to go for that half right there. Needs to hop to the side, getting in deeper. But first he needs to break him down. He can't do anything when he's in a base position.
Reload it. Yep, nice
there
job.
Bring it across right to the end of the period.
Just gotta realize that just a little bit sooner.
Choice goes to Gloucester. They choose to defer. Goes to green. Choosing bottom as usual. Very smart decision. Very rarely will you see wrestlers choosing anything but bottom because, if you're good enough on bottom, you get that 1, then the 2 from the takedown. Joey
Next
trying
move.
to get a
Nice
quick
job.
stand
Next
up.
move. Next move.
Gets brought right back to the mat, doing a good job standing right back up, but he can't stop right there. He needs to keep fighting.
He initially did a really nice job. Stood up. Chris mat returned. He hit another stand up immediately. Chris with another big takedown and got Joey to flatten out, which is a predicament of a position. This is, if you remember earlier, I think it was Ricky Balua who did a great job of sucking his hips up and staying in a big base, and that's what Joey needs to do right now. He's got to get back to his base. Base being knees on the mat, referee's type position.
And the number one opportunity for that is when Chris goes out to the side. Fight the half at the same time you're going up to your knees, just to get a good base once you get out of that half. And Chris, again, still working for that half, trying to get the power half in right now, wrestling towards the edge of the mat. Chris here, he might want to suck him back in and keep him inside of the mat because he is trying to get in a good position. But there it is, out of bounds.
Chris got to be careful. I'm going to get called for stalling here, riding parallel like that. I know he's trying to work halves and power halves, but if he doesn't get out to the side with one of those pretty soon, there's a shot that he gets hit for stalling. Joe, I want to see Joey put moves together. Come on, Joe.
Surprising he didn't get called for a caution right there, hanging his arm over Joey's arm.
Come on out.
Trying to go for a cradle right
Chris
here.
has got to be careful.
Joey needs to break his head out, get a good spot right here. Keep working that, keep his chest on his chest.
This is opportunity. This is a
Very good
varsity
reversal right
match.
there.
You have to finish it.
There it is. A nice pin by Joey.
That's an example of opportunity knocking on the door and you opening it. Way to weather the storm early and wrestle tough throughout. Good job, Joe.
Very well done taking advantage of that. Now we go from our 160 to our 182 pounder, Caden Thurston versus Nicholas Ekman-Glow. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong.
Good effort.
Already the ref stopping the match for the shoelaces.
Yeah, but you see Nick's got the tape on. And remember on Monday night we had that issue at the JV match where that's a point.
Yeah.
So Nick's tape is just hanging a little bit.
Yeah, before the match even starts, I mean, Gabby wrapping him right up so it doesn't become a problem. And we would like to see from Caden, which we haven't seen in the past couple matches, is being a smart wrestler. I mean, he needs to be aggressive but smart at the same time. In Audubon, he was up 4-0. They got put himself into a bad position and ultimately got pinned from it. He needs to keep snapping down right now. Try to go for those shots. Try to get behind if he can. Both wrestlers doing a good job keeping the head ties.
Yeah, and the question I have when you see guys getting on collar ties, what are you gonna do with it? If you're gonna rush it off of it, all right, man, use it. If you're going to set up a duck under, or use it. But what you can't do is get into the habit of just hanging in the collar ties. He tries a high crouch from just too far away.
Caden doing a good job though, working right back to the middle, stay out from going out of bounds. He did try to go for that single from a little too far away, so couldn't get it done. But Nicholas luckily didn't go for a counter on that. Still doing a good job keeping that head fighting. But like you said, they need to set up moves here. They can't just stay here this whole time. Caden trying to go for a headlock. Not exactly the smartest position to be in. A minute into the first period.
You always think it's a good idea in the moment, and then you hear
you feel it, and you're like, no.
Entire team from the sideline go, no. You bail on it real quick.
That is a third period down by 4 move right there.
Yeah.
Trying to go for the shot again. Needs to set it up better.
Well, he's just not stepping into the shot. He's kind of leaning into the shot with no setup.
Let's Nicholas get right behind. Needs to keep fighting, try to get that leg. Nicholas doing a good job staying on top here. Working out to the side. Has that leg hooked.
Good knee slide.
Trying to go for a sit out right there. Needs to link it up to another move. Trying to get a suck back right here from Nicholas.
And what I would be thinking if I were Caden is you got Nicholas, who's a little on the shorter side, and you want to, if his hips get high at all on top, you got to take advantage of it. But at the same time, Nicholas doing a nice job on that wrist. Coach Shields just said it, chain wrestle. I mean, you guys can get at home and get sick of hearing it, but that's the focus of this program right now, is putting moves together on bottom.
Trying to bring that knee and arm up again for a stand-up. Needs to keep fighting right here. Nicholas trying to bring Caden back down to his base. Has that arm under control. Needs to get that back to get a stand-up. Trying to go for it again. Can't finish it, though.
He's got to be careful. Kane's got to be careful. When he's trying to hit that sit-out, his hips elongate. And you cannot get elongated when you're trying to hit a sit-out or a switcher.
Trying to reach back right here. That's a caution right there. 1 point for red.
You can't
reach back. Can't reach back in any situation. You can't lock hands.
You can't grab a headlock without having an arm with it. And he knows that.
He's got a quick stand-up right here. Trying to go for it again. Almost gets it.
Next
Needs
move.
to keep fighting.
Next move.
Trying to go for it again. Needs to keep fighting. If he goes for that stand-up and Nick's in a bad position, he can try to get a sit-out right there, but he needs to finish that move too. Nick working him back down to his belly. Trying to control wrist here, staying on top.
Good job of back pressure by Nick. You know, we talk about back pressure a lot in our program when we're on top, and that's where the top guy takes his chest and really buries it into the top half of the lower man's body to keep him on the ground. And it's a good job by Nick.
Nick trying to work that power half right now, trying to get it in deep to run it. Caden needs to make a move here, though. He needs to build up his base. Nick's still going for that deep half right here, controlling the wrist. If he wants to run it properly, he'll need to go for an armbar now, switching from the half to the armbar.
Oh, all right. Now he's speaking my language here.
Trying to just roll Caden
That's
across.
outstanding. That's a great job.
Well done by Nick. Good pin there by Nick, switching from the half to the armbar.
Caden's got to keep improving. Keep improving.
He's developed as a wrestler.
Yeah, a lot of it's mental. A lot of it's mental, right? You know what I mean? As much as he needs to develop physically, a lot of it's mental, and the belief that I can go out into a JV or varsity match and win.
Now we have Vaughan jumping up to her 285s against Kevin Mateo. Which we saw a lot of, he is a very aggressive wrestler for a 285-pounder. Not trying to stay back, not trying to just let the other wrestler do his moves, but he tries to fight for his moves, which is nice to see in heavyweights.
Who's that, Ramir?
Ramir.
Well, he's starting to develop some skills on his feet, but we just need to get more aggressive with these big guys. He and Jabril. Hit it.
Trying to go for the mixer right there again. Needs to keep running it.
He's still a puppy. See, he doesn't even know what he has right there. But there's a situation where he needs to sprawl hard and cross-face and put put the opponent's nose on the other side of his head right there. Kevin doing a good job fighting hard to keep that single.
Yeah, Ramir needs to put his shoelaces on the mat to get his leg back, but there it is. Getting his leg back, getting behind. Now he needs to break him down and keep his weight on top of him. There it is, the breakdown.
But both of our heavyweights, Ramir and Jabril, are a full season and a summer session away from being where they need to be. And it's going to come. It's going to come with time and reps. But they are, as you can see, making improvements.
Kevin kind of curling his arms up, not letting Ramir into the halves right here.
Again, base him right back up, though.
Yep.
I mean, that's the one thing that these Gloucester guys really do well. Good work by Kevin.
Good job with the stand-up, breaking those wrists. Now Ramir needs to keep fighting him. He's 30 seconds. Hoping for another takedown right here. But Kevin's staying aggressive even after he got taken down in the first period. Doing a very good job. Just continuing to wrestle, keep pushing against Ramir. Ramir needs to keep his head up. He can't let those clubs to the head bring his head down, because that's a very bad spot to be. You want to be able to see your wrestler at all times.
Well, he's got to get a stance. It starts with your stance and having a great base.
Yeah, we say it a lot with 285-pounders. I mean, they get tired and they're out of their stance, but you just need to stay in it, because that's where you set up your shots.
Well, let me tell you something. Ramir ain't shooting.
No.
But when you're hand fighting up top and you're banging heads and all that stuff, I mean, you got to be in a great stance, or else people are going to move you all over the mat and get you to move where they want you to move.
I think the choice went to West after they defer. Goes to Gloucester. They choose bottom.
Choice went to correct.
Kevin doing another good job trying to get a stand-up. Ramir controlling that arm right now, though. Needs to break him back down, work his moves.
He's got the wrist. He's doing a nice job with trapping that wrist, but he's got to put another move here. How are you going to take him off his base? That's the next question. How are you going to take him off his base?
And he needs to keep his weight on Kevin. He can't take his weight off for a second because that'll give Kevin a chance to stand up. As you see right here, Kevin again, another good stand up. Makes the match 2-2 right now. Ramir still needs to stay in his stance. I mean, they're both standing right up right now, which if Ramir's down in his stance, that'll be very beneficial for him. Kevin doing a very nice job moving Ramir around the mat, like you said, where he wants him to move.
Yeah, he's heavy on the head. He's snapping. I mean, Gloucester's strength this year is their upper weights. They're very, very good up top at 220 and heavyweight. And so you got to believe that Kevin's wrestling with those guys in the room every day and learning things from the older guys, and certainly prepared to come out here and bang. He's giving up, 60 pounds and doing a really nice job staying active. Ramir must get more aggressive on the back of the head.
Trying to pull Kevin towards him. Still trying to fight. He's in a front headlock right now. It seems that's what Kevin's trying to set up right now to try to pull Ramir down on the mat.
This would be a great, and I know he's still learning, but a great situation for a Russian where he takes his left arm, looks away from Kevin's right arm and catches it and controls him with a Russian. These guys still learning, man. They're still learning.
15 seconds left in the second period. Not much action. Shots-wise, which we won't really see out of the heavyweight wrestlers, but still just kind of moving each other around, trying to get into a good position. Brings us right to the end of the second period. This third period is going to be huge for Ramir. I mean, Ramir chooses bottom, gets a stand-up. That brings him up by 1 point, and I mean, we might not see many other shots in this match, so if he can get that 1 point, it'll be very important for him.
Yeah, and this is a common scenario in heavyweight matches where you don't get a lot of action on your feet. It all comes down to who gets the last escape, or who has choice last. And this is a situation where it's a great job by Kevin. I'll tell you right now, that's an outstanding job by Kevin.
Breakdown.
Riding that ankle, riding that ankle with top pressure.
Ramir needs to keep kicking out of that. Needs to build up his base, get his head off the mat. Most importantly, Kevin fighting those, trying to grab onto those wrists, control them. Working for his half, keeping Ramir's head on the mat. Staying parallel.
This is a situation where Ramir needs to base up, as the Gloucester guys do.
Kevin trying to run that half. Ramir fighting it off though, turning it away. Very close to the edge of the mat once again.
The time's running out. You know what I mean? And Kevin does not have to do much, because I know he's got a turn to win, but
Ramir's just kind of sitting on the mat. I mean, he's going to get called for stolen in a
Somebody's
second.
getting hit.
The ref talking to him, telling somebody's got to be working right here.
Well, Kevin doesn't want to uncover Ramir's hips because he doesn't want Ramir to pop up because he knows he's in trouble. And Ramir can't base up because Kevin's on top. So
there's a stall call for the green. Kevin doing a good job staying on top, though, keeping his hips down. Trying to still work for that half near the edge of the mat. He wants to get that in. He needs to pop out to the side and just try to run it as fast as he can. Just get him in a position where he can take his time with it.
I got an issue, right? We better base up real quick or we're going to hit for another stall and lose the match on stalling calls.
Yeah, I mean, this brings us to 15 seconds in the third period.
I'm telling you, it's
the ref getting ready.
We might lose this match on a stalling call.
He needs to keep working. Ramir needs to try to base up as fast as he can. Kevin's still running that half. Brings us right to the end of the third period. Now we're back in overtime, which we saw Ramir in the last time we were home.
Yeah, Monday night. Monday night we saw him in a sudden victory situation. As the official lets him know, you have a stalling call. So, and I thought Ramir got a break right here. He could have very easily been hit again with a stalling call. So I think that's what the official's making is making his case. Like, hey man, if you don't wrestle here, you're gonna get hit again and lose the match. So let's go. Let's see some action. As Ramir pushes forward on the whistle, but he's got to stop hanging his head. He's got to stop hanging his head, and he's a taller kid. So in order to keep your head up, you got to bend and drop your hips, as opposed to just lean over at the waist.
Kevin, the smart thing for him to do would be try to get Ramir to have that other stalling call. I mean, it'll probably be the easiest way to get a point for him to win.
Agreed.
Still trying to go for that front headlock, not getting much from it. Needs the lock of his arm if he's going to go for that front headlock. Can't just lock up the head right there.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Ramir does not want this to go into another overtime where it goes to the mat.
Trying to go for a blast double. Can't get it done. Kevin fighting it off. Both by the edge of the mat. 5 seconds left in the first overtime. Brings us to the second overtime.
So, personally, I think after watching both these guys wrestle, this is exactly where Kevin wants to be. As choice goes to West Defford. West Defford takes bottom.
Coach Shields telling Ramir exactly what he needs to do because Kevin does keep grabbing that ankle. He needs to fight Kevin's hand off that ankle. Can't let him grab it.
Yeah, now remember how this works. If Ramir gets ridden out for the period and doesn't score, we still go into a second ride-out period where he will have to ride out Kevin. If Ramir escapes, the period continues and we run the course of the 1 minute, and Kevin can look to try to score, as can Ramir, and Ramir will go up into the second ride-out, up 1. Oh, okay, next move. Got to whizzer down here, and put his foot to the mat.
Just keep kicking out his
Not
leg.
where he wants to be.
Ramir needs to get another quick stand-up right here. Kevin getting a half in right here, trying to work it.
Oh, big good.
Ramir needs to keep fighting it
Nice
off.
job by Kevin, taking advantage of an opportunity right there. Short time, cannot give up back points here.
Trying to roll Ramir over right here. No count for the back points. 2 seconds left in the period. Almost a very good stand-up by Ramir. Unfortunately, can't finish it. Now Gloucester chooses bottom.
Pressure's on here. You got to ride out. If Kevin gets an escape, you got to hit a takedown. Somehow, some way, you got to hit a takedown.
Yeah, Kevin needs to finish in the neutral position to win right here.
Kevin almost answered the door of the knocking of opportunity on his door when he tried to fish that half right there and put Ramir on his back. Good job by Ramir fighting off. Good knee slide by Kevin.
Nice stand up by Kevin. Now Ramir needs to work for his takedown right here. I mean, he needs to get it to stay in this match, to win it.
He looked like he thought the match was over right there. The match is still going. He still has to wrestle all 30 seconds
left. Kevin's still doing a good job just pushing through it. It'd be very easy for him to just sit there, but he's still trying to push Ramir, trying to get this pin right here.
Sure, it's 24-24 and the team
This is
score
where
right
bonus
now.
points come into play.
Right, work for a turn, Kev. Right.
Brings us to the end of the match. Another overtime finish for Ramir. Very well done by Kevin. Now we see a James Lorman wrestling again tonight. Hopefully the first match doesn't affect how he wrestles in the first one, which I don't think it will, knowing James.
No, I agree, but again, these Gloucester lightweights, man. Oh, good scramble. Tell you what, these Gloucester lightweights, though, they are
good job getting the 2 points.
Yeah, what I really like that James did, can we go back to a replay real quick? I don't know if we can. Man, I got to do a better job on the replay calls. Yeah, so you can see right there, you just stuck that, he got underneath the armpit real quick and kind of locked in on a hook there to get behind for 2. Great job. Sometimes in wrestling, the armpits of the opponent act as hooks, and you use them to move or to use as leverage to get behind. That's exactly what James did right there.
And Chris Olsen right here, obviously a very strong wrestler. I mean, just working against that chop, getting a stand-up pretty easily against James. But James is going to keep working. Just can't put himself into a bad position. Oh, right there. Yeah. Very well done by Chris. There's a pin for Chris.
That might have secured the match right there. We need 2 pins to win this match.
Tie it.
To win.
Oh, to win it. Yeah, to win it. And one of those matches will come down to Jared Lundfelt with 138. Another repeat rookie Balua, who you keep referring to, has very strong hips, very good at getting back to his base. Jared, one of the more lengthier wrestlers on the team. I mean, out of most of the JV wrestlers, he's probably the lengthiest. He needs to use that to his advantage, and he's deceivingly strong. He does not look very strong, but he definitely is. As the coaches and the refs talk right now.
This conversation... Okay. Wasn't sure if the conversation was going to be...
Talking West Defford right now.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out right now So, I mean, it comes down to, can you get bonus points? I know these guys don't know what the team score is, but you always got to be working for bonus points. Always, 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 regardless.
Seems like just a conversation between the coaches right now. As we start off the match, Jared Lundfeld being very aggressive right now. Already the headgear getting unhooked, though. Might bring a stop to the match when either wrestler can get a takedown.
Royalty has entered the nest, Mr. Thurston, with former head coach John Craig entering the building. Coach Craig's going to be our guest analyst tonight for the varsity match, filling in for Mr. Tony Scarata, and we're excited to have him. So very shortly he'll be hopping on the mic, bringing an incredible amount of wrestling knowledge. Excited to have Coach Craig here tonight.
And Coach Craig taught almost every single one of these wrestlers in here that wrestled in the middle school program. I know he coached me, he coached my brother, he coached a lot of the seniors on the bench and a lot of the juniors.
Yeah, hard to think about Westover wrestling without thinking about Johnny Craig.
Jared Lundfeld doing a good job, still controlling the match. I mean, trying to go for his shots, but Ricky just defending them very well. Ricky goes for a shot, tries to go for that single. Good job working it across, getting his 2. Jared needs to get to his base now, keep fighting off. He can't take a break, as we say. He needs to keep chain wrestling.
I'll tell you what, Gloucester, I think, for the most part, has really outworked us in the JV match here, just in terms of their energy and their fight.
Yeah, I mean, they have some drive. They definitely have some drive to beat West Defford after a couple years of not seeing us.
When you're talking about Gloucester, they're very similar, like we said earlier, Collingswood, West Defford, Paulsboro. There's a ton of pride in those towns. A lot of people that rolled through Gloucester go back home to Gloucester. They don't leave. We have our own Gloucester High grad with us who runs, he's our magic man. He makes all this happen, Mr. Ray Kirshner. All South Jersey, baseball player, 2-time, played football, bowled, and played baseball at Gloucester High, so he knows all about the tradition. And Gloucester certainly bringing the heat tonight. That was a big opportunity right there. We're going to have to get back in a situation to get 6 if we want to have a shot at this match, right?
Yeah, I mean, as we were talking, Jared was doing a very good match, setting up his moves, got a quick stand up, went right for the shot, and then almost had Ricky in a pinning combination but couldn't finish before the end of the period. Fortunately, that's another thing that JV wrestlers need to learn is time management. They need to know how much time is left in the match and what moves they can do. I believe Ricky chose neutral.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Jared's tough on the mat, man.
Jared still being aggressive, trying to control. So is Ricky going for that headlock.
Jared needs to be patient. I know we're in the second period, but
he's staying in a good position too.
Yeah.
Can't give up his head so Ricky can get that headlock. He needs to use that length to his advantage. A lot of hand fighting and head fighting going on here. Ricky going for that single high crouch right there. Very well done.
Good job by Jared fighting it off because he was in deep right there. Just couldn't finish. I like Jared getting nasty with the crossface.
Jared doing a good job too, grabbing onto that ankle, controlling it. Just keep trying to lift it so Ricky can't bring his legs under him to finish the move.
Yeah, be heavy with that leg, that hip, that Ricky's on there. Great work, Jared.
Very well done by Jared.
Now it's time to go to work. All right, now it's time to go to work. We need a turn. We need 6 to have a shot to win this match. I know Jared doesn't know that, but you're always working for turns here. And this is where Jared can be tough.
And Ricky's already flattened out for Jared to work his moves. Seems like he's trying to go for that power half right now, trying to bring both of his hands to the head. He needs to lock it up, hop to the side, bring it across his own knee. Trying to switch to the other side. Just needs to keep his hips on top, needs to keep working them. 7-2 right now with 20 seconds left in the second period.
Jared trying to force a power half to get Ricky to post that opposite arm and fish a half.
Ricky doing still a very
Watch
good
the
job
Peterson.
fighting off.
Watch the Peterson.
But Jared getting a little too high up. He's trying to get back behind and not give up any points right here.
Up Peterson right now.
That'll bring us to the end of the second period. Choice goes west after they choose bottom.
Big 120 seconds here.
Jared can get that stand-up and a takedown and win the match. I mean, that'll give us 4 points. But we're definitely looking for a pin right here. There it is, quick stand-up. Ricky, though, going back on the attack, not taking any time to reset. Very well done by him. Needs to whizzer right here to get his leg back.
Yeah, the only shot we have to get this thing evened up is if Jared techs and we get 5, then we're going to need a pin in the final match, or if Jared, which would tie, or if Jared pins and we're alive. But
Jared needs to start going for the shots here. He can't let Ricky control the match and just be defensive against it, as Ricky goes for another one right here. Jared trying to get underhooks to try to get a throw right here.
It's going to be close. There
it is.
Got it.
Needs to stay chest to chest.
Gotta finish here. Gotta finish here. Gotta finish here.
A lot of time to work. Needs to stay back.
Oh, that's impressive.
Ricky doing a
That's
good
impressive.
job.
Oh, man.
Very good bridge by Ricky.
Is those hips strong enough for you right there, buddy?
Very strong right there.
Holy smokes.
A little scary on the neck, though.
It was.
You can see Gabby over there looking around.
Super impressive. Talk about fighting off your back.
Some very good flexibility right there by Ricky. But Jared needs to keep working. I mean, he can't hold up on the match. He needs to keep working to get that pin to get us to win this JV match right here. Still trying to work for that half. Ricky doing a good job controlling the hand, though. Needs to flatten him out, get that half in, and just run it.
Reload. You're gonna have to reload this. See him starting to stick that bottom knee in.
Ricky's still doing an amazing job, though, fighting off those hands, not letting him get the half.
Yeah, again, Gloucester guys giving nothing easy. That's gonna seal it for the JV squad from Gloucester City right here. It's only gonna be a major.
Up and for our next wrestler, Marcus Carter comes out here, gets a pin. Unfortunately, that'll leave us one behind. But it's very well done by Jared Lundfeld and Ricky.
Yeah, good job, both guys. Good job, both guys.
And that's one of those losses. That's one of those wins that's kind of bittersweet. I mean, maybe the coaches were keeping track of score, and that can happen in varsity. The coaches send you out, and they're like, "We need a pin," and you only get the tech. It's like, yeah, you won, but you need those points for your team, unfortunately.
Marcus Carter coming off his first varsity start on Wednesday night out of Audubon with a big pin, and did a great job plugging the lineup for us. And now it goes back to the JV map, but he's been wrestling really, really well for a freshman. I'll tell you what.
We have another repeat in the lineup, Tyler Willis. He wrestled earlier against Andrew Ty at 160. Trying to stack him on top of himself. Still just pushing, but needs to stay in control. I mean, Tyler Ramos had a very good opportunity to get out of that right there.
Marcus doing a real nice job being physical. Has a wrestle-off tomorrow. There's a second round of wrestle-offs tomorrow, and he's going to wrestle off James DiRossini. That will be a very exciting wrestle-off.
Doing a good job pulling Tyler back into the circle so the match does not stop. Good stand up there by Tyler. Now Marcus needs to keep fighting right here.
Loves the shrug. Great with a shrug.
Nice level change of scene here by Marcus. Doing a good job staying aggressive, both wrestlers.
Yeah.
Trying to get the duck under right there. Tyler trying to go for a headlock early on. Marcus, another one of our very, very strong wrestlers.
This isn't where Marcus likes to be. He doesn't want to be in collar ties, hanging.
Needs to pop his head out here. Good job taking Tyler down to the mat, getting those two. I mean, Tyler's still going for that headlock again early in the match. Does that'll bring us to the end of our first period. Choice goes to Gloucester. Chooses to defer. Never mind, chooses to go to bottom. Marcus needs to work to break Tyler down right here and work his armbar, which we've seen a couple times, his halves. Trying to fight for those wrists. Trying to gain control. Working for a half right here. Can't get it in deep enough.
And again, these Gloucester guys, man, from their base, they're tough. They are not letting you turn them. They're certainly going to make you work for it. As Marcus, I like that he's going for a ball and chain right there, and Tyler does a nice job flattening out and anticipating. You know, that's kind of what Tyler's doing right now, hanging out and anticipating what Marcus is going to do and just defending it.
Marcus switching between a couple positions here, just trying to get that arm between Tyler's legs to get that ball and chain. But Tyler, like you said, doing an amazing job fighting that off.
He's waiting for an opportunity. He's being patient.
Tyler trying to get his stand-up right here. Marcus switching to that single, not let him up.
Yeah, nice work.
Trying to go for a cradle from the standing position. Doesn't work out for him. Tyler gets the 1 point. Brings us to four for Marcus and 2 for Tyler. About a minute left in the second period.
Marcus needs to clear out of that collar tie. It's not where he wants to be.
Nice high cross there by Tyler, but can't finish it off. Marcus doing a very good job holding on to that foot, trying to fight Tyler off of his leg. He's got a cross face right here.
Good job.
There it is. Keep that arm. Use that.
Yeah. Use it and flatten your opponent. Flatten him out.
And Marcus here, as Tyler tried to get back into his base, is very high right now. If Tyler can feel that, he can bump him off from the top of him. Doesn't sense it though. Marcus still going for that ball and chain. Trying to lock it up right now. Tyler's still just fighting it off though. As that brings us to the end of the second and into the third.
A workman-like 6-2 lead for Marcus.
Marcus choosing bottom. Wants to go for that stand-up, then back to his shots. But if he does go for that stand-up, I mean, he needs to control the match. We've seen a lot of Tyler taking his shots and Marcus capitalizing off of that, but it would be nice to see Marcus take his shots. As Tyler tries to go for that half right here. Good job fighting it off. Needs to get a stand-up here now. Just get his base under him. Trying to go for a go-behind right here.
Good hips.
There
Good
we go.
hips. Now you got to go. Now you got to get on the attack right here. Change things up. You know, work both sides. See if we can get Tyler to open up for us a little bit here. Tyler just, again, being patient, biding his time, waiting for Marcus to make a mistake, hoping that Marcus makes a mistake. You know, and if you're Marcus, you're not in a rush either.
No.
I know we're talking about scoring bonus points, but you can score bonus points efficiently, or you can try to force bonus points sloppily, if that's a word.
And Marcus a little bit earlier, he was trying to go for that tilt, and I'm sure once Coach Craig comes on here, you will hear a lot about the tilt series.
Oh, Coach Craig likes tilts? No way.
Loves the tilt series. Tyler doing a good job getting in front.
Used to come up to Monmouth every year and teach our guys the tilt series, Coach Craig did. Great job by Tyler, continuing
Very
to
good
wrestle.
job by Tyler.
Putting himself in striking distance here with, looks like he got plenty of gas left in the tank. Love it. No.
Green's on bottom. Yep. And yeah, we saw from Tyler, him already going for those headlocks when it was 2-0, 2-1. I mean, we might see those big point moves here, which we need to see.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to turn Marcus. This might be a situation where you try to cut him and go big.
Go back to neutral, try to get those 5-point moves. Marcus just needs to stay in a good spot. Can't let his sloppiness get it come over him and let Tyler capitalize on it. Tyler's still working for these moves. Marcus just trying to fight everything off, staying in his base, a good, powerful base. Good job fighting off the wrist. Trying to get the stand-up right here. Tyler doing a good job staying behind, staying on that back knee to bring him back down. Trying to work for that half again. Can't give his half up in the last 6 seconds of the match.
Tough match. Good job by Tyler. Good job by Marcus scoring early. Good job by Tyler.
Good job by both wrestlers. Good job by the whole JV lineup. I mean, Very exciting to see these JV wrestlers. Can't wait to see what the varsity does.
Good job, Riley.
Very well done by both teams.